Due to the omission of the words "stay with" in one of the government's blogs, this has led to a lot of confusion. Many people assume that since that word "stay with" was omitted from the sentence, will not be allowed to bring dependents into the UK from 11th of March. They felt that, okay, therefore it means that I can actually stay with my dependents if my dependents are in the UK. And if I switch to a care worker visa under code 6145 or 6146, therefore I can actually allow my dependents to apply for a visa and they will be given that visa. That visa will be granted. And I just want to let you know that this is not true. In fact, the document that was released on 11th of March has clarified that, but still many people are asking questions, and I found another document that I felt is very important for you to read, and I will share it in this video because I feel it will be of benefit to you. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK, US, or Canada. If any of these countries interest you, please subscribe to my channel. Hit on the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And to my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and trusting me in this journey. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. Now I'm going to be sharing my screen from time to time, so I will show you the second document that the government released on 11th of March that further clarifies who can be a dependent and who cannot be a dependent. But I'm just going to be sharing this part with you, which is number 10. It says, if you submit your health and care visa application from 11th of March 2024 with a certificate of sponsorship for 6145 care workers and home carers 6146 senior care workers, you will be unable to include your partner or dependent in your visa to come to or stay in the UK. This restriction will not apply to skilled workers or health and care visa holders with visas issued for applications submitted before 11th of March 2024, or if the dependent is a child born in the UK. So you can see in that particular phrase, you can see what it states clearly there. It says come to or stay in the UK. So I feel that this covers everything. If you're already in the UK and your dependent wants to apply as a dependent to you, as in like, and you have that COS for 6145 after 11th of March, please, you're going to be wasting your visa fees, seriously, and it might not be refunded. So I would advise you not to do so. It will be better for your dependent to actually get their own COS. Now, there are many people in my this thing under the first video I released. They have been asking a lot of questions. It means that there are some things that are not so clear, and I feel I will answer some of these questions. Now, one of them says, does it affect nurses? And the answer is no. The code 6145 and 6146 is not for nurses, so you don't have to worry. Don't worry, you can stay in the UK with your husband and your kids, and you can apply for that. Now, someone asks, please, if the student will complete the masters by September and get COS in 6145 or 6146 as well during this period, can the spouse and child born in the UK apply as dependents? The child can apply as a dependent, but your spouse would not be allowed to apply. Now, there is something that they shared. They said exceptional situations, and we don't know what it actually means because it was not very clear. You can try to explore that option. I would advise you to get an immigration lawyer so that the person will support you towards applying. You can check on compassionate grounds whether they will allow your wife to stay in the UK. Since the baby is already in the UK, like is allowed to stay, you can't stay without the mother. So see if you can explore that option. If someone in 6145 gets a salary more than £29,000, can you bring dependents? So many people have been confusing family visa with dependents of skilled worker visa. They are two different things. When they talk about family visa, they are talking about a wife or a depend or maybe a child of a British citizen, or maybe if the person has indefinite leave to remain, that's when you can apply for family visa. And that's when they said the minimum salary threshold is £29,000, and it's starting from April. But this is different, and you hardly see anybody with the code 6145 that they are paying up to £29,000 anyway. This one, it does not matter the salary that you are being paid. It doesn't matter how much is on your COS, as long as that code 6145 is on it, and you are switching from a visa or a code that is different from what you are going into. So if you're a care worker already in the UK, don't worry, you can still stay, as you can still extend your stay, because you've got your COS before 11th. But if you are just a student, you are switching into this option, this 6145 or 6146, that is when you cannot have a dependent option for that visa. So I hope that makes it very, very clear for you. So what you have to do is try your best to, maybe explore the care worker options. I shared many other options on my channel. I told you about option. If you go to the health and care visa job codes, just Google it, health and care visa job codes. You will see a list of occupations that are under the health and care visa. The advantages of the health and care visa includes that the IHS fees, you don't need to pay IHS fees. So the next one is the visa option is reduced. It doesn't cost so much. And the minimum salary threshold for some of them is quite low. It's not going to be up to that 38,700. So what I would advise you to do is check the name of that particular occupation and add assistant under it and see if it's available. I've told you about bedside coordinator, I've told you about occupational therapist assistant, ambulance assistant, nursing assistant. There are so many of them. I have a video, in fact I have 2 videos about this. Just scroll down my channel and explore this option. It's not the end of the world, and some of these things you don't need a degree to be able to pursue it. You might need MVQ or a commitment to do MVQ, you understand? And maybe if you have previous healthcare experience in wherever you are, maybe in the UK or maybe outside the country, can use it and just demonstrate that you have some idea about it. They will teach you, they will train you on the job. So this is something you can explore. Someone said, thank you for this valuable information. Could you please explain, dear? I have submitted my online visa application on 11th of March 2024. Am I still eligible to bring my dependents? Please advise. No, you're not eligible to bring your dependents. Remember, I'm also not an immigration advisor or counselor. I just give you what there has been shared on the government website, and I just share information. I don't know how complicated your situation is or whether it can be classified as exceptional case. You have to talk to an immigration advisor or lawyer to see if there's a way they can raise a case for you. Hi Cynthia, help me understand. My partner has been there since last year March. My question now is it still possible for her to apply for me a spouse visa, or that's the one that has been banned? See, if your partner has been here and you said since last year March, I don't know what type of visa option does your partner have. Is it a skilled worker visa, health and care visa? It depends on the type of visa, and it doesn't matter if it is 6145 or 6146. Your partner can actually apply for you to be a dependent of that visa. Do you understand? This ban or restriction is for people applying from 11th of March. Good morning. How about if dependents have visa already and still have come to UK? If I switch, does this affect them? So the person is asking if the dependents have visa already, and I don't know which type of visa they have. If they already have the visa for care worker, then it doesn't affect them. But remember that if the dependent is of a student, is different. It means you're a student under the student dependent visa and you want to switch to a care worker visa after you must have applied maybe after 11th of March. then you cannot be a dependent of that person. Just take it like this. The dependent option for care worker 6145 and 6146 will not be available from 11th of March. So even if you're applying through that procedure, you are going to be wasting your money because your visa will not be granted unless you are switching from a care worker or extending your care worker visa to another care worker visa, or a care worker visa to a senior carer visa. That is when it is acceptable. But if you are moving from students to care worker after 11th of March, or maybe any other visa, maybe nursing auxiliary visa to care worker visa after 11th of March, your dependents will not be allowed, and so their visa will be refused. Someone else asked, can a dependent of a student who gets a non-carer sponsorship able to apply with their children after March 11th? The truth is that when you say non-carer sponsorship, I'm assuming that is any other code apart from 6145 and 6146. Yes, other codes are not affected. If there are so many codes, there are so many occupation codes out there, to be sincere with you. So it's just two that are affected. It's just that these two options are the most common routes that many people used to come into the UK last year. They said an estimate of almost 150,000 care workers came into the UK last year, and about 300,000 plus dependents came with them. So that is why they are trying to reduce net migration in the UK. If you're a student, try and explore your area of specialization. Remember that you are eligible for entrance. Entrance means that you are going to have this discount on salary threshold. It means that your COS must not be at 38,700 before they approve your visa. You have the 30% discount on your COS on the 38,700, or 20% discount on the ongoing salary rates for your occupation. So try and explore it. I know many people say, oh, getting a job is very hard. Let me tell you the truth. The main problem is your CV is not so good. And I've seen hundreds and hundreds of CVs. Many people do not explore their schools, career services. And even if you explore it, they are not always the best when it comes to optimizing your CV to the best. They said that only 2% of students or international students use the career services. And these are people that are skilled to be able to help you craft a good CV. If you want to optimize your CV to the best format for UK so that you can pass through the ATS system, please contact me, send me a DM so that we can work together. You can't be doing try and error on your own and you're not getting anything because your CV is not going through the ATS system. You know, it's not passing through the firewall. You need a sharp CV that will make an employer to call you for an interview. So send me a DM. Why I'm sharing this is because many immigration lawyers, I know of somebody that told me that she called up to 3 immigration lawyers, and it was on 8th or 7th of March, and said she called 3 of them, and all of them told her that don't worry, relax, after 11 nothing will happen. Someone I spoke with today also told me that the immigration lawyer told her that don't worry, nothing will happen, that you can stay with your dependents. And I just want to let you know that I've always known that it was going to be like this. People misinterpreted that particular blog, and I know when sometimes the government makes mistakes on blogs, you know, I know when an amateur that doesn't really understand the whole thing rewrites that thing. And I felt, oh my goodness, this is going to cause a really serious problem, because for this particular person, her employer did not tick the maintenance option, so she had to go back to her employer. I told her, go back to your employers and tell them to tick the maintenance option. Don't wait 28 days after 11th. Therefore, it means your husband and your kids cannot stay with you. It's best that you submit this application ahead of time. So that correction should be done with your employer. So she had to go to her employer, and they corrected that. They ticked the maintenance for her before she submitted her application. I'm so happy that she submitted it, though she's still waiting for the visa results to come out. I'm just sad that many families will be separated. It's just so sad, but I'm hopeful. Like I said, you can always switch to other visa options. There are many other visa options that will allow you to stay with your dependents. and just read about the laws. I'm going to put the links in the description box. Study it very well so that you can know what you can do and what the next decision will be best for you and your family. I wish you the best. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.